and I see a lot of UK people speaking about Black American. The UK, Africans, Caribbeans, a lot of their talking points is Black Americans don't have culture. What do you say to those people who say that?
That's a projection. We are the culture here. Our lineage goes back to this country longer than the lineage to their country because their countries are relatively new. Not just West Africa, all of Africa. Many of those countries were basically created in the 1800s at the Berlin Conference. They don't have a deep, rich culture. That's why a lot of them have to leave because of a lot of tribalism. They're not as deeply rooted as they're supposed to be. They do a lot of projecting onto us. Our culture is so deeply rooted here. Everything about American culture that is good comes from foundational Black Americans.
True.
The food, the dance, the slang, the sports, the entertainment, all of the music genres was created by foundational Black Americans. We are the culture. And they know this because if you go to their countries, they're acting like us. We're not acting like them.
We have to delineate between white culture Black people and Black people that are actually Black. Black people that actually know we come from Africa. Black people that know 90% of Black people in the United States originate from the South. Black people that know the history of Black people. Black people that know about African American migration. Black people that not only know about slavery, but know about the Gullah Wars and how our people revolted and stood up. Black people that know about the Underground Railroad in Canada, the Southern Underground Railroad in Mexico. Black people that know blackness, black people that know about the Haitian Revolution and how it led to emancipation for African Americans. Black people that know about Black people that migrated from the United States to Haiti between 1804 and 1865 until emancipation passed, which was to stop us from leaving the U.S. and going to meet up with our other Black brothers and sisters in Mexico and Haiti and other areas that were free. We got to separate. We can't keep letting people rewrite and revise the story of Black Americans about what happened and how we got here, because you're going to end up with RG3s. When you raise people in your family to not understand our origin, where we come from, our history, our story, our culture, you're going to end up raising Black people that hate other Black people. That's what y'all are seeing on this app. You're seeing some creators that love Blackness no matter where we go in life, no matter what we achieve. And you're seeing some creators that will sell the community out for a couple of dollars in a heartbeat. Unapologetically Black, Afrocentric, Pan-Africanism 2.0. Y'all be cool.
When the rest of the world, or some people try to claim that Black Americans don't have a culture, I giggle. Because I'm like, excuse me, the food, the language, like, come on now, come on now, the music. I think some of these things we don't even know the origin. That's the thing. When people say Black Americans don't have a culture, I don't think anybody has been able to trace the origin, because Black Americans clearly have a culture. I live in America and I know firsthand. Please. As a matter of fact, Black Americans don't even have a particular culture. The Black Americans in the North have a different culture from those in the South. You see what I mean? Just like Africans are also diverse, Black Americans have diversity. From what I've seen personally, I'm not even talking about documents. From what I've experienced, Black Americans have a culture. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Anybody who says Black Americans don't have a culture is just as ignorant as the president who thinks Liberians don't speak English. I think it's just that some people don't even understand the meaning of culture. Culture is the way of doing things. Culture is just simply the way of doing things. Every single group on this planet has culture. Even Nigerian Americans, let me use Nigerian Americans, first generation Americans of Nigerian, is it descent or ancestry? I don't even know at this point. Actually have a different culture from Nigerians and Americans, because they behave differently, they do things differently. Nigerian Americans have a different culture from Nigerians and Americans. Culture is a way of doing things. Like if we were to go down to the connotation of the word culture, I'm not talking about how people want to, denotate and say it means something else. Culture. Every single group on this planet has a culture. Yet some people will open their mouth and say Black Americans don't have a culture. just to take it a bit further for those who want to come to argue, that's why workplaces have culture. Workplace culture. The way we should do things in this workplace. Workplace culture. Every single group has a culture. So anybody who thinks Black Americans don't have a culture, please.
Black Americans may not view culture the same as other ethnic groups, and I feel like it's a valid and very nuanced perspective that needs further discussion. I've been thinking about this a lot, especially from a hoodoo perspective, and one of the undeniable truths of being a hoodoo student and practitioner is accepting the fact that being in the United States of America has shaped a lot of our views, specifically views about our own culture, views about American culture, and views about other cultures. And when thinking about what American culture is or is not, especially from a non-Black, like a white perspective, American culture has basically been anything that's not Black and everything that's sort of open to people all around the globe. Like, look at whiteness in America. Like, whiteness isn't tied to a specific nationality. It's not tied to a specific country. It's not tied to a specific white ethnic group. It's literally just your default, general, ambiguous white. And people from Germany, Poland, Australia, South Africa, Ireland can come to America and be white. And I feel like this reductive sort of lowest common denominator to whiteness, some people feel like the same principle applies to Blackness in America. Like, some people feel like if you are Black ethnically, then when you come to America, that automatically gives you some type of equity or standing within Black American culture and in the Black American ethnic group. Now, this post is not to exclude anyone. It's not meant to be xenophobic at all. So, don't come in here with that nonsense. But this post is meant to shed light on the fact that being Black in America is not a lowest common denominator look on Blackness. Being Black in America is based on the Black American experience, the descendants of enslaved Africans in America, and the culture that this particular ethnic group has been able to build for ourselves. And this isn't to say that our Caribbean and African and South American brothers and sisters do not have a place in the Black American story, because we all know, you go to certain parts of the country, Black culture is super diverse, and it includes relatives and neighbors and friends from the Caribbean, from Africa, from South America. But when we start to look at Black American culture as a means to erase the ethnic group that it represents, or in some places sort of evolve or replace who Black American culture represents, I feel like that's when we have huge problems, and that leads to a lot of the conversations that are being held across social media, especially this app, with Essence Fest being the most recent example. And the reason erasure, or even perceived erasure, hits a nerve is because Black American culture and Black American experience is built on preservation. Like, every trend, every cultural expression, every institution, every invention is not created just out of sheer boredom or because it's a hobby. It's because we preserve these traditions and this culture over centuries. So I feel like conversations, and we should have more conversations within the diaspora, closed doors, of course. Conversations about Black American culture should also include very nuanced takes, that represent what culture means to us. And it has always been about preservation. And we know that being American does position us as looking like a place where all people are welcome, but aside from this current administration. But America has thrived on international immigrant diversity. But when it comes to Black America, we too have benefited for that. But any attempt to sort of dismiss or erase or downplay or deprioritize or devalue the Black American culture that exists will always be met with some type of pushback. And I feel like the more we can continue to respect and elevate Black American culture, the more we can have these fruitful diasporic sort of based conversations and honor what it means to sort of be who we are throughout the diaspora, but then also unified based on shared principles and values and experiences and beliefs.
Black people have a culture. We have a separate and distinct Black American culture, and we have a worldwide Pan-African Black culture. We have an African diaspora that is Black people from different countries different subcultures of their own. Then we have one shared culture, people of African descent. You cannot be pro-black if you are not pro-African. You cannot be pro-black if you are not pro-woman. You cannot be pro-black if your blackness does not include queer people that are black. You cannot be pro-black if your blackness does not include black people with disabilities. Your black ass ain't pro-black. If you are a black person that has an opinion that white supremacists are right and that white supremacists have a God-given right to violate black people's rights and women's rights and Palestinians' rights and other ethnic minorities, your black ass is not pro-black. You are a white cultured black person. If you are a black person that agrees with the horrible things that white people do to the world, you are a black person that was raised white. You are not a part of the black culture. You are a part of the black race. You have black DNA. You are not welcome in community with other black people that are for the liberation and the uplifting of not only black people, but the whole human race.